We've got breaking news in at Texas Tech men's basketball as Texas Tech has officially landed one of the best shooters in the country. And Santa Clara Guard transfer Tyeree Bryan. In today's video, we'll break down his skill set, give a detailed scouting report, and why this was always the right path for Texas Tech to go down in terms of portal targets. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfied here for the Back to 12 podcast, and this one is going to go under the radar quite a bit, in my opinion. We'll get a little bit more in depth here in a second. I promise you that. This isn't going to wow people, and I'm sure some people are going to say in the comments, oh, RC, he's from a mid-major. It's not that serious. Like, wait a second. Let's look at the stats here in the video, and then you can make your, judgment later on, and let me know in the comments if you disagree. But I think this is one of the perfect type of players Texas Tech could have targeted in the transfer portal, most notably because, well, you have Christian Anderson back, and having him back is critical. You need multiple guys around him that are snipers, and, well, Tyeree Bryan fits that skill set quite a bit. In fact, let's go ahead and get it on your screen as I don't know why it messed up, but here we go. Tyeree Bryan, you see it? 10.4 points per game, 4.4 rebounds, 1.6 assists last season. In his career, he is a 41.6% three-point shooter on just over 4 attempts per game. Last year for the Broncos of Santa Clara, he shot nearly 43%, 42.9 to be exact. When I say, ladies and gentlemen, that he is a sniper from the outside and an absolutely elite shooter, I mean it with every ounce of my being. Listen to these stats. As a shooter, he shoots nearly 50% from the right corner, 49% to be exact, 47% from the right arc. And now we're going to transfer on over here, and we're going to look at synergy, okay? And we're going to go ahead and look at everything you need to know here in terms of shots and what he's good at. You look, typically when you have excellent next to your name, it's pretty good there. As you can see, he is excellent in terms of the jump shot, ranks 97th percentile nationally. Then you have 94th percentile on catch and shoot as well. Unguarded, he is 95th percentile. We are talking about a guy, when you look at spot up shooting as well, ranks in the 94th percentile. This is not a hyperbole. This is not just because he is now a Red Raider. This is one of the best shooters in college basketball. And Grant McCasland and crew have done a phenomenal job at identifying players historically at Texas Tech the past 2 years that are really good in terms of certain traits, right? And one of the traits that Texas Tech has identified and they deem important is shooting the damn basketball. And oh, by the way, as I mentioned, again, 95th percentile when it comes to catch and shoot, 94th percentile when it comes to spot up shooting. And you may be wondering, RC, is he good at defense? He is. In fact, he's 85th percentile defensively, according to Synergy. Again, we're talking about a 6'5", 220 guy from Orlando. He's got 1 year of eligibility remaining. And maybe the most interesting, maybe sneaky part of his game, in my opinion, when I watch it on film, he's sneaky athletic. Okay, like I'm not saying he's the most athletic guy in the world, but he's pretty athletic, specifically off the bounce, right? Like his hands are just always ready to shoot. He can beat you off the dribble, right? And he's solid in the pick and roll. Is he fantastic? No, but I do think he can get better with the tutelage of Jeff Linder and Grant McCasland teaching him, because we know, watching Texas Tech, that the pick and roll is one of, well, their favorite offenses in terms of whether it's horns, whether it's just ISO, whatever it is in terms of the pick and roll aspect of things. That's one of their favorite things to do. And, Tyeree Bryan lands a nice 69th percentile, according to Synergy, as the primary ball handler in pick and roll sets. But as I mentioned, really good off ball too. Catch and shoot, 95th percentile. When I watch him, he was arguably the most intriguing player Texas Tech was connected to in the portal. Having him as a Red Raider, I think, is fantastic and a phenomenal get. Just from this standpoint, is he a star? I don't think so. Okay, I don't think he's a star. That doesn't mean he can't be, but I think he is a really pivotal role player, and he is going to play a distinct role for Texas Tech because, in my opinion, watching him play, he reminds me of a more athletic Kerwin Walton. Okay. And Kerwin Walton, as we saw against UNC Wilmington, 8 threes, right? Like he helped you win that game. Damn near won it for you, right? Tyeree Bryan is that type of shooter. He is a sniper from the outside. And the best part about it is you can run a play for him if you want, but you don't have to. Now you play him off the ball with Christian Anderson, and you have a phenomenal shooting backcourt there. And you may add another piece or two as well in the portal to play alongside those guys that also spaces the floor. This is a perfect get because when you look at retaining Christian Anderson, what it means for Texas Tech from the standpoint of Christian Anderson's going to be your lead guard, okay? And if not, he's going to have the ball in his hands quite a bit, okay? That's just the reality of it. You need to have guys on your team that you can put out there and you can ensure that, hey, we can run a play for them, right? We don't necessarily have to, but we can ensure that he's going to be ready when Christian Anderson and whoever it may be in the pick and roll for Texas Tech is ready to catch and shoot in the corner. Again, did I mention that he shot nearly 50% from the right corner, 49 to be exact, and then 47% from the right arc? He is deadly from the right side of the floor when it comes to shooting the basketball. When it comes to defense, I'll be honest with you. I think this is where he's maybe the most underrated in terms of his certain skill set right now. He is a guy, in my opinion, that I think he can guard 1s, 2s, and 3s, potentially smaller 4s. Don't want him guarding 5s, but he has the athleticism, the quick feet, the long, lengthy wingspan to guard guards on the outside. Again, when you look at this stuff, I mean, just look at his stats. Again, I'll bring them up on the screen for you guys right now. They should be on your screen. There you go. The stats are going to pop in terms of just, okay, listen, he shoots the ball well, and we'll scroll down here, and here are his stats in college. We're talking about a guy, again, in Tyeree Bryan, that the worst he has shot in college basketball when it comes to a three-point percentage is 39.2%. And that was in 2023-2024. And last season, he shot damn near 43% from three and played a ton of minutes. He does so. He's efficient. Again, he shoots that percentage on nearly 4 attempts per game, 3.7 to be exact. I would suspect that goes up during his time out in the 806, but this is a hell of a get, in my opinion, for Texas Tech in the sense of, again, like I said earlier, it's not going to show up and be, oh, that 5-star or 4-star guy that you landed in the portal, but you need these types of guys that fit in to your scheme as an offense and also defensively, but also play pivotal roles and know what their roles are, okay? Grant McCasland and crew have done a phenomenal job at identifying those types of guys, going through the weeds and finding guys that are okay with certain roles. And I think Tyeree Bryan is potentially a starter for Texas Tech. At worst, he's going to play critical minutes off the bench. But nonetheless, Texas Tech, in my estimation, lands one of the best shooting guards, if not the best shooting guard in this portal cycle, and a guy that can also help you on the defensive end, where Texas Tech at times this past year struggled specifically on the perimeter, guarding more athletic guards. They add size, they add length, they add shooting, and maybe most importantly, they add experience. And we know how Grant McCasland and crew love experience on their teams. Again, the breaking news for Texas Tech is they land Santa Clara Broncos guard in the portal, Tyeree Bryan, a guy that I'm excited about if you can't tell. I know you're excited as well, seeing this puzzle come together for the 2025-2026 Texas Tech men's basketball team. You got Christian Anderson, you got some other pieces as well, right? You got Grant McCasland, and that's probably the most important piece of it all. But you now land one of those backcourt mates for Christian Anderson in Tyeree Bryan, the Santa Clara transfer. And again, one of the best shooting guards in this portal cycle. Big, big get for Texas Tech, even if it's not going to show up in the top 100 of the transfer portal entries or whatever. This is a scheme fit, a personnel fit, and much, much more. And a guy that I think can have some big-time games for the Red Raiders and arguably the best conference in America in the Big 12. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. If you want 100% free Texas Tech videos all year long, you're in luck. This is the place for you. Come join the Back to 12 squad if you haven't already by simply liking the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell to join almost 12,000 Red Raiders strong. Yeah, you heard that right. Almost 12,000 largest group of Texas Tech fans on YouTube, and we're giving you 100% free content year-round, whether it's on the gridiron or the hardwood or in the portal. We've got you covered. And as always, I'm RC Maxfield reminding you to stay safe and Wreck 'em Tech.